A gift ceases to be a gift if you just receive and keep it to yourself. It has to pass through you. So anything that's given to you, you continue to pass it on. Artists are in that world too. And that you can feel like, oh, I have this sort of calling, to be a musician. But if you don't respond to it, like it'll keep calling you. But then if you sit on it, which is what I feel like I've done for 10 years, like it ceases to feel like a gift. It actually has to pass through you into the world to live, to have a life of its own. I have these ideas, little melodies, little rhythmic ideas. Oftentimes they come to me when I'm walking or jogging or riding a bike or driving down the road. In the last few years, I started just grabbing like my phone and just recording myself singing them. And at this point I might have like 200 memos on my phone.
And how do we get those to fruition? How do we get them to the finish line,
Well,
right?
it takes time, right? It takes diligence. And I'm in the habit and have been in the habit for many years of not, heeding that call. But I really did kind of stick to this rule for myself that like I have to keep it in the creative world. I can't just go get a desk job somewhere. And I'm glad that I did that because it's kept me close to this pulse, close to this thing. But at some point in the last 2 or 3 years, I realized like it's not enough to just be close to it. Like I actually have to live it too, because there's something inside of me that's like continually knocking on my door, and I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if it's just, the neurons in your brain and the myelination of those neurons, making connections and stuff like subconsciously, or if it's like our ancestors, or if it's like the harmony of the spheres, as it's been coined before, I don't know where it comes from, but it's there. It's so hard to put into words the feeling of like being right on that bleeding edge of pushing yourself. It's almost like a madness to it, where like you get an idea and it like raises your heart rate. You start pacing the room, it's with you as you're trying to sleep at night. And you have to go through it, because if you don't, it does drive you mad. And it looks like madness, I think, to a lot of people. It's like being at this crossroads of like the past, the present, and the future. There's no better place to be. So that's where I would want to be.